everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is a subscriber request reading called What is Happening with Your Boss? For bosses that are being pains in the ass and people are wondering what is going on with this person, why are they being adverse to you, what do they think of your performance, and what can you do? Advice from your guides, okay? And this was a subscriber request reading. Somebody had left a comment and said, you know, my boss is being a total pain in the butt. Can you tell me what is going on and tell me what the truth is? And as I was channeling your guys' reading, I was listening to Donna Summer. She works hard for the money. And so I put that energy into your guys' reading to let you know that you work so hard for the money. You work hard for it, honey, okay? And yeah, so, and as far as when I was channeling your oracle cards in the beginning and drawing them, Spirit gave me two names. They gave me the name Leslie and the name Michelle, so the initials LM, and I also got the initial D, LMD. So if some of you have those initials in your first name, last name, middle name, or you know someone with those names, you know, take it as it resonates. And we are gonna go ahead and get into it. For those of you that wanna follow me on Instagram or TikTok, details for how to do that are in my description box below. And also my other channel, Light of Ascension Tarot. There's a link in my description box below to my other channel if you feel like joining me there. And on that channel, we do more spiritual type pick of cards. I actually do work readings on that channel as well. On this channel, I tend to do more love, romance, 18 plus, etc. But someone asked, and so you shall receive. And we are about to hit the 11:11 power hour in the middle of your reading. So I always think that that is good luck for whoever is watching the video today. Happy new moon in Leo, and let's go ahead and get into it. So for the piles to choose from, we have pile number 1, which is the Lapis Lazuli. So if you're interested in the Lapis, you will choose pile number 1. Lapis is associated with the third eye, ancient Egypt, the goddess Isis. So if you're interested in pile number 1, you will choose that pile. Of course, you can listen to more than one pile. We have, for pile number 2, we have the bumblebee Jasper, which is associated with the solar plexus and being aligned in our personal powers. So if you're interested in that, you'll choose pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful stone, this fluorite stone here. And fluorite is associated with Mercury and focus, mental acumen and study, all of the good things that we need. And a lot of people say, like, you put this fluorite by your computer or you put it where you're working and you'll be a lot more focused and maybe even determined. Okay, so if you want to choose pile number 3, you'll choose the fluorite, or pile number 3. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move aside the other piles, and you can go directly to the description box to choose your pile. No extended reading today, but we generally do have extended readings on this channel. So let's go ahead and get into it. And for those of you that are new subscribers, welcome to my channel. For those of you that have been with me for a while, thank you for being here. Thank you for all your lovely comments and your support. And I do love the comments. I read every single one of them. I tend to like heart every single one of them, read every single one of them, and then reply in many cases as well too. So thank you so much for being here, and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, let's do it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Lapis Lazuli, and today's reading is called Pain in the Ass Bosses, What is Going On? And this was a subscriber request. We're gonna talk about work and career. We're gonna talk about your boss, what they think of your performance, if they have, you know, kind of an adverse view to you, why is that? And also, what can you do? Advice from your guides, okay? So thank you so much for being here, pile number 1, and let's go ahead and channel it in. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of my beautiful pile number 1s. Oh, lovely. Spirit is showing me the image of dolphins swimming and kind of jumping and swimming in the sea. That's always a lovely image, and it always reminds me of the 10 of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. Welcome in pile number 1, and let's go ahead and get into your reading. Have you guys ever listened to dolphins? Like, there's YouTube videos where you can listen to like dolphin noises or the dolphins playing in the sea. It's just lovely, like, or just even listening to that as you're falling asleep, like those kinds of meditations. So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 1. Let's see what is going on in your work and your career right now, and what is this boss? Why is this boss being a pain in the ass? Let's check it. Ooh, the Tower. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and just get, we're gonna get all the energies and, you know, Tower, etc. Ooh, the Tower, not wanting to scare you there. Pile number 1. No wonder you need the dolphins right now. We have the Moon and the Tower, so that's 2 major arcanas going on right now. And then we have the 2 of Cups. So what this tells me is that, you know, there's a lot going on in your work atmosphere right now. And I get this sense of people maybe trying to cover it up and, you know, trying with the 2 of Cups here, kind of trying to meet people halfway, trying to, you know, maybe show like everything's okay, everything's gonna be fine, there's nothing to worry about, all right? Or even the employees, even you may have a friend at your job, pile number 1, like a friend, associate, a colleague that's telling you everything's gonna be fine, everything's good, but the organization I feel like that you work for, pile number 1, is going through some really big, massive shifts and changes. And there may be layoffs, or there may have been layoffs in the past, which can be very demoralizing to people. And, you know, with the Tower and the Moon, it's like, well, what is going on? Like, the vibe feels really off. And, but yet I feel with this 2 of Cups, somebody trying to reassure someone else that things are going to be okay, right? And I'm also really getting pulled into the lion head at the top of the 2 of Cups here, and the caduceus here, caduceus down the middle. This lion to me has this look on its face that I'm getting kind of pulled into, that's like, you know, just kind of thinking of the bottom line, or just kind of looking at the employees with a sense of like, are you really doing your job? Or, you know, like wondering what you're up to, or wondering what's going on, or kind of putting you under a microscope a little bit here. And you might have a really good friend that you work with, or colleagues, or people that you associate with and you talk to and you share information with. And I think for you guys, I'm getting here that your boss is wondering, you know, what is going on with you? What are you saying? Are you really working? Are you really doing your job? Are you really, like, you know, is what you're doing, you know, fulfilling the goals of the organization? Okay, is kind of what I'm seeing here. And there's just a lot going on behind the scenes that I feel that maybe you're not aware of, pile number 1. And also that people may be giving you the message that everything is going great with your performance here with the 2 of Cups, but then yet, why are people micromanaging you? Why are people looking at you with this kind of look like, what are you up to, or what are you doing, right? And with the Moon and secrets, it's like, okay, well, what's really going on? What's really happening here? So no wonder you came to this reading. We have the Magician here. I'm a master manifester. And, you know, somebody, this is like the Magician in the tarot. So somebody is expecting someone to have top level, top notch performance, and, you know, do all their duties and execute all their duties without any issues or problems, even though there might not be adequate supplies, or there might not be, you know, the right support system, or it's almost like expecting their employees to be kind of superhuman and looking at their employees like, are you really doing your job? All right. And because of the Tower and the Moon, I feel like with the Moon here, it could be kind of like a cultural problem at your company, pile number 1, where they expect people to kind of work with nothing, you know, like the building's on fire, everything's burning down, but yet they expect you to like perform miracles. Okay. And we have 10 here. I am ingenuous, okay? So ingenuous, it says you have a great, I kind of feel I am ingenuous. I'm also feeling this, I am sort of like this company is not telling you the truth, like disingenuous, okay? And I'm feeling like somebody is being disingenuous with you. It's like they're showing you this Two of Cups, like, oh, everything's fine, right? Ingenuous is the opposite of disingenuous. And I feel like somebody here is being very disingenuous. And what it says here under card number 10 is you have great leadership skills, your mind is sharp, and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others on how to carry things out. Wow. It's like being the magician in an environment where things are not clear, roles may not be clear, there might not be, I feel like colleagues are all kind of smushed together, but then maybe there's one boss at the top who's watching everything and doesn't really know what's going on. All right. And you do have great leadership skills, pile number 1. You're coming out as a perfect 10 here, and you are doing a lot of stuff in an environment with this magician that is completely, even though the environment is crazy, right? And for those of you that have a boss that you don't feel that they're looking at you like, what are you doing or what are you up to with that kind of critical eye, it could be that your boss is in this type of environment trying to execute projects and execute things when there's not enough resources and expected to perform miracles, right? But I kind of feel like this is you, pile number 1, and this place that you're working is a little bit disingenuous with what they're putting out there, okay? We have manifest, which is amazing because you have 2 doses here of the magician and manifestation. Manifest your dreams and watch them materialize. Be willing to work on the inside to make manifestation possible. Make your intentions clear. Okay, so this is like this company, I feel like they they try to say, oh, everything's great, everything's wonderful, but it's like almost like spying on their employees or wondering like what they're up to, right? And make your intentions clear, right? And disingenuous. If I can talk today, pile number 1. And it may be that your boss thinks that you're disingenuous, okay? But there's a feeling of not trusting here. Like the environment is crazy with the Tower, but with the Moon, we're not really trusting. And we have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So yeah, that's something that needs to probably happen, especially I get that there are situations that are beyond like the control of the organization at times, like the economy or things that happen or, like a print company is no longer, that's printing encyclopedias, right? I mean, the internet was invented, so it destroyed everything in a way for that industry, right? But there's this energy of needing to have patience, right? And work through it and not expect miracles in the exact moment because things are kind of crazy. All right. I'm also seeing the letter W here. The company may start with a W or have W in its name, or your boss may have that name. We have take time to breathe out, disseminating Moon. So there's a need to have patience and to rest and to chill a little bit here. And I love this unicorn coming through in the background, like believing in the impossible, setting your intentions. If this isn't where you want to be forever, I feel like you do have some important relationships that you care about at this company, pile number 1. And I feel like if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be there, right? But I do feel like you're operating in an environment that's kind of impossible. And I've been there before, so I know how you feel. It says you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer, okay? So talking about, people, you really caring about the people. There's Two of Cups is a Cancer card. This is a new moon in Cancer. So talking about, really caring about the people, wanting to light the way for others, help others out. I feel your intentions are true in this, pile number 1. I feel like you're dealing with a company or an organization that can be very disingenuous. We have Joan of Arc here, voice of truth. All right, and you may be this person right now, pile number 1, with the Magician and Joan of Arc here. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. So there may be certain things that you want to bring up, pile number 1, in this company and say, and your boss may not like it, that you're kind of, saying, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is what I'm seeing. I love the color blue with the throat chakra and Joan of Arc, and the lapis lazuli, of course, this beautiful blue color. I'm also getting the energy of France here as well, of course. But yeah, there's this energy of the throat chakra, and like I've been sitting silent for long enough. I've been patient for long enough, and now I really want to speak up. And maybe some of you guys did try to do that, and you know, you were met with pushback, or you were met with people that just really didn't want to listen, or that they acted like they were listening to you, but they really weren't. And we have the links here and the keeper of secrets. And this is lining up with this moon card here. So it says take time. We could have Cancer, Leo here. We could also have Aries with the moon, of course. We could have Pisces energy here. But with this links, keeper of secrets, it says take time out from the world, right? Take time to breathe out. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see others' secrets and you keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. Wow, pile number one. It's pretty deep. And there's a lot of secrets going on here. There's a lot of upsetting things with the tower and the environment, a lot of shocking surprises or news that comes down the pipeline that's like, what, you know? And I feel like with patience in the Joan of Arc here, there may be a lot of things that you want to say, or a lot of things that you want to bring forward. And Spirit is saying here, you know, just observe, hold back and observe a little bit here. And I feel like it's almost like with you, pile number one, you're doing it for the people, you're doing it to help others. All right, and kind of show the path for other people, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, sometimes it can be hard to know, should I speak up and say something, or should I just sit back and watch this unfold? It can be a little bit challenging, okay? So let's go ahead and find out, what does this boss think of your performance, pile number one? We have King of Wands. I knew that this was gonna come out. But this King of Wands, again, I mentioned Leo energy, Leo Cancer energy. This King of Wands looks a little, you know, and I saw this when I picked up this deck to use this deck, and I was thinking this King of Wands is gonna come out. You know, King of Wands is, I think that your boss sees that you have leadership potential, right? With this 10, you have leadership skills. It says it right here. Your boss thinks that you are a leader, but I do think that they may think you're a bit of a shit stirrer, pile number one. You know, I mean, a lot of times people don't want to face the truth, right? With Joan of Arc, they don't want to be called out. And, you know, I think that they're feeling a little defensive, pile number one, about some of the things that you are wanting to say. And I think when it comes to the people, as far as your colleagues and the people around you, it's almost like you're more of a leader than they are, okay? And, you know, sometimes even when you're just among colleagues, like a natural spokesperson or a natural leader will appear. And I think that you're very much that person. And I think that they're a little bit hurt, a little butt hurt, I'll say, pile number one, and a little upset maybe by some of the things that you're bringing up, okay? But it's like they can't deny that you're a leader, that you are a leader and a strong performer, because you are, with the King of Wands here. I think they just wish that you would channel your energy in a little bit different way that's more pleasing to them, okay? Which, okay, that's very interesting. So what do they think of your performance, pile number one? We have Two of Pentacles. I mean, I think sometimes they think that, you know, it depends on the day that they get you, and also too that they can see there is a lot that you do with the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot that you work on. There's a lot. I also feel like they may feel that you're trying to, you know, maybe force change, or you're trying to, you know, change the way that people do things, or without really knowing like what the consequences of that may be, okay? And this is just their perception of you. So, you know, that you may not know, like you may be making suggestions, but you don't know the full story. So how is that gonna impact this or that, right? And with the Two of Pentacles, it's almost like we have to we got to keep a lot of balls in the air, and we got to consider all different viewpoints, right? So I do get the sense that they feel that even though you're advocating for things, you may not know the full consequences of everything that you're suggesting. Okay, so what do they think of your performance? We have the Chariot. All right. I mean, I think that you're very independent and you can just take things and run with them. Okay. But I also think that you look at what you have, and I think some of you guys think what you're dealing with is very outdated, and that you're like, you know, like you guys are magicians. It's like you can take anything and run with it, but you point out some of the flaws in the process. You're like, this is not like, you know, this doesn't feel right, or this is another Cancer card, right? Like, this doesn't feel right, or, you know, I picked this up and I worked on it and I touched it and it felt kind of rancid to me because of XYZ, right? So I feel like there's this energy of, they think like when you put your mind to something, you don't quit, you don't stop, and you do care about other people, and you do have leadership potential, but that you might not always see how you behave or what you say or how it impacts everything on a practical level, okay? And, but they also, I feel like they can give you anything and you can run with it, is the other thing, which, you know, I mean, respect, right? Pile number one, they just don't like certain things. I feel like if you guys were like, yeah, if this was my business, I wouldn't run it this way. And I think that they know that you feel that way, okay? So let's go ahead and say, what is, and I feel like this also answers the question, what is causing their adverse opinion towards you right now? What is causing this adversity in this relationship with you and your boss here? We have the Hangman. So, you know, they don't really want to, like, they don't really want to change. They don't really want to, you know, there's some enlightenment with the Hangman. It's like, they don't really want, I feel like this person thinks that people may be talking about them, or that, you know, when everyone gets together, they're kind of talking about them. Or, and I think that this person, you know, something with the Hangman about like crowds of people kind of swarming you and demanding things, right? I think they kind of fear that, and people just talking or chirping in the background. And I feel like, you know, I'm getting this energy of a lot of women and then a male boss and somebody here who kind of doesn't want to be confronted with what's going on and just kind of wants to turn a blind eye and, you know, and just keep things as they are and doesn't really want to be confronted, okay? And it's an energy of fear that I'm feeling from this person, okay? And being kind of hung out to dry by other people. And some people have that energy because they were persecuted in a prior life or some, you know what I'm saying, pile number one? I mean, I've seen this pattern before with people where it's like they fear the crowd so much. They fear the judgment, the crowd, the voices, Joan of Arc energy, right? They kind of fear it. And yeah, I think that's where this adversity is coming from them. But they can't deny it, that you, and I think you do the work of two people with the Two of Pentacles here. And I think you're hardworking and you're a leader, and you drive a lot of the projects that you're doing, and this person can't deny that. So that's hard to, you know, you know, that's, we talk about the Hangman, you know, the denial of not wanting to see something, right? And having to learn our lesson about that. And I feel like this person is in that. Yeah, it's the Four of Cups here. It's like they don't really, you know, they're getting offered a lot of opinions, and I feel like this person gets pretty emotional, you know, and this Cancer energy coming through here, they're getting a little emotional about the other opinions of other people. It's like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't really want to see it. I don't really want to work with it, okay? Like, they just would rather not. And the whole thing about you and your loved ones are safe and feeling safe, and like they aren't going to be attacked. It's interesting energy, pile number one. So let's go ahead and get some advice from your guides here. For pile number one, Spirit, can you show me advice for pile number one's guides? What do pile number one's guides have to say about this scenario? The Magician. There it is for the third time, pile number one. All right, like your guides are like, I'm sorry, like you can't apologize for who you are. You are you know, Joan of Arc, you're the voice of truth, you're a magician, you know what you're doing, you have an unspoken confidence, you're able to turn anything around, make something out of nothing. Like, this is a superpower of yours, pile number one. You shouldn't feel bad about it. You should feel amazing, okay? I do think something you can work on here is patience. You know, I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And sometimes things have to be broken down, the tower, in order to move forward. And with the moon, you know, there can be a lot of fear around that, but your guides are saying you are a magician. Don't deny that. You definitely are. You make things happen. It's who you are. And nothing can change that. And, you know, there is something about the card number one and the magician energy about, you know, being self-employed or being a leader or being in charge of something or doing things your way, right? And maybe you guys are thinking about working towards that someday, but you're having to have a lot of patience for where you're at right now in your life, okay? And yeah, I feel like your guides are saying the energy that you're channeling, pile number one, is right on point, and the way that you understand this situation is right on point, okay? Let's go ahead and see. We have Nine of Swords, and I think it's just causing you a lot of stress, okay? Because you're Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You're dealing with people that are like very hard to change. Like, it would take a lot, the Tower, right? To get them out of denial. And I feel like some of you guys are like, you know what, it's not worth it. Like, I'm putting my all into this situation, and it's just, I've got all this responsibility. I've got everything on my shoulders. I'm doing everything here, and I'm worrying about this company, or I'm worrying about this situation like it's my company. You know, I feel like you guys are saying, like, I care more about this, you know, forward, future momentum, forward movement than this boss does, right? And I think it gives, you know, ulcers, right, is the energy that I'm getting. It gives like anxiety, it gives ulcers, you know, and that's why at the center of your reading is this take time to breathe out, disseminating moon, and take time out from the world and be the observer, right? With Mercury here, and just observing what is going on, all right? And watching, and maybe not doing so much, because I think it's affecting your sleep, it's affecting your energy levels, and it's just too much, you know? Like, I feel like it's like you guys are on the front lines, like the soldier on the front line here, but there's no need. I mean, you are a fearless leader here in a way, pile number one, but also not at the expense of your own like sanity, okay? And Spirit is saying, like, you have this spirit that cannot be held back, but sometimes you just, for your own health and well-being, you need some time away and patience, right? To kind of work through the energy is what I'm seeing. All right, pile number one. So thank you so much for coming to your reading. What a clear reading. I mean, the energy was very clear to me for your guys' reading. So I hope that you found that valuable, pile number one. And if that reading really hit home for you, check out my other channel, Light of Ascension Tarot. We tend to do a lot more readings like this on that channel, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and move into pile number two. Let's go ahead and get into it, and let's do it. Okay. Spirits, angels, and guides, please clear my energy from any energy of the prior reading and help me dive fully into the energy of my beautiful pile number twos. Okay. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the Bumblebee Jasper, which is all about the solar plexus and empowerment. And today's reading is called Pain in the Ass Bosses. What is going on? All right. And we're going to look at, you know, what does your boss think of your performance? What is causing this adverse energy towards you? And what can you do? Advice from your guides. Okay, pile number two. So I just felt like I was going to burp, which to me tells me there's a lot coming up in your reading. There's going to be a lot coming up. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number two. Spirits, angels, and guides, we call on your energy right now to help us discern what is happening for my pile number twos with their pain in the ass boss. and everything else under the sun. Okay, let's do it, pile number 2. I'm getting the energy of your guides are laughing about something. I don't know if something funny happened today, or if they're telling you just, having a sense of humor about something, or, not taking things personal, not making it about you, still continuing to laugh even when things feel heavy. That kind of like shake it off, brush it off your shoulder kind of energy, pile number 2. I'm feeling like that spunk in the fire here with the solar plexus chakra and this bumblebee Jasper. Okay, so I feel like somebody is laughing at someone and pointing at them. I don't know if it also could be that this boss is I'm getting the energy of this boss is immature, okay? And I feel like this boss is kind of like a fool, or they're like a very immature in a way. And I don't really care their age, but I'm getting that sense that they're immature. And your guides, I feel like, are coming in right away, pile number 2, to say, dirt off the shoulder, baby. No need to, like, this person, if that's how they want to communicate with people, then, it is what it is. Like, sometimes you can put people in places of leadership and give them a title. It doesn't mean that they're like fit to lead people, So let's go ahead, pile number 2. Interesting energy, and see what's going on here. We have the 4 of Cups. So somebody doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want it called to their attention, isn't into it. We have the Star card here, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like somebody here is, I feel like, pile number 2, that you guys are putting your whole energy into a job, okay? I also feel like this boss, one of 2 scenarios here. You're putting your whole energy into this situation, but for whatever reason, this boss or this person doesn't see it, or they don't want to pay attention, and it's that immaturity I was talking about before. It's like, if you don't want to do it my way, I feel like this boss feels that they've tried to show you like how to do things a certain way with this Queen of Pentacles and the Star. Like, I poured my energy in, I've tried to show you what to do, and yet you don't want to accept what I'm trying to tell you, okay? So it's one of 2 things, and we'll get it down a little more detail here. But I feel like, somebody feels that they've really been trying to train you or help you or show you how to do things, but yet you're not listening, or you're not like, you're not picking it up fast enough, or getting a little bit frustrated here, okay? I'm seeing the initials FILA, or a name that ends in ILA here, or a GILA. And I'm also getting like a fish, or something that has to do with fish, okay, which is interesting. This could be a restaurant, or it could be a food place that somebody works, or some type of food place, because I'm also getting like Creole food, or like Creole, like Louisiana, or Southern food, or Southern cooking, or that type of thing, okay? But I feel like somebody here is like, I've mentored you, I trained you, I told you exactly what to do, but yet you didn't really listen to me. I also feel like for some of you here, this is the energy of you've put so much into this, and yet this person doesn't see your performance. And it's that issue of someone being immature, right? Because we have the Queen of Pentacles here, and the Queen of Pentacles is very mature. And, it doesn't matter your age, but it's just the energy of, I'm also getting the L names here, and the letter LE, or like Lee, or like the Chinese name like Lee, or middle name LE, okay? And I feel like somebody here is, could be a Capricorn person, or somebody who's more mature, and and really pours all their all their heart and all their energy into what they do. With the Star card here, with this Aquarius energy, this water bearer energy of, pouring everything right into what we're doing, and giving it our best, and, wanting the best performance. And I feel like somebody here is just like, I don't care, it's like they're being like very, with this 4 of Cups, they're being kind of babyish. Like, I don't care, you know, I don't care what you're doing, or I don't care how you're doing it, or I'm not really listening. I feel like somebody here is not really listening or noticing somebody's efforts. Okay, pile number 2, let's see what else we have here. We have the King and the Sun. I powerfully lead my mission. I feel like someone here could be a little threatened by you, pile number 2. And I feel like your guys laughing at the beginning were kind of laughing at this person. I feel like they're a little bit of a crybaby, and I feel like their ego is kind of getting in the way of them being a good boss. I feel like they have this idealized version, the Star card here, of what a, you know, like they think that they're an amazing, you know, leader. They think that they're the one like holding everything down, I feel like. And their ego is kind of wrapped up in that. But I feel like when something is pointed out, something could be done better, or, you know, that there was an error and I fixed it, or just something like that, I feel this person gets very defensive, and I feel like they have a need to be right at times and not to have their authority questioned, okay? Interesting energy. We have card 33. It's a master number, and it says, I am expanding, okay? And I feel like you guys are growing beyond this person that leads you, all right? And it doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter anything. Your skills, your talents are actually outpacing this person, okay? And I do think that their ego is feeling threatened by this. It says, any positive changes or projects you are considering right now will be well worth your while, okay? Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. I am expanding, and talking about projects you are working on, right? With the Queen of Pentacles, putting a lot of effort and dedication and love into what you're doing. And, you know, with the Star card, it's like just comes natural for you, pile number 2. I feel like whatever it is that you're doing, it comes natural to you. Like you're a natural talent. And I feel like this person's a little threatened by you, pile number 2. And that's why your guides were kind of laughing a little bit at this person. I feel they are juvenile in a way here. We have flying or falling. And I feel like you guys are wondering this sometimes. Like, you're like, do I need this person to kind of help me and show me the ropes? Should I, you know, and again, the Fool, talking about somebody, I mentioned the Fool energy, somebody just leaping out, right? And this whole question, I feel like you guys are questioning yourself. Am I flying? Am I doing good? Am I doing this on my own? Or am I falling to my own detriment? Okay. And it says here, what do you need to be free of? Are you ready to take risks and fly solo? What do you need to feel empowered? Okay. Because you've got it all here with this Queen of Pentacles. You're very dedicated. You can run projects. You're very mature. You know what you're doing. And I feel like some of you are like, you know, I want to pay my dues. I want to make sure that I'm paying my dues, and I don't want to disrespect anyone. And I feel you're very conscientious about that, and you're respectful of other people. The thing is, pile number 2 is I feel this person doesn't have, they're a little too immature. They're a little too babyish to sort of have the same kind of mindset that you have. And that's an awkward scenario when someone like that is your boss. It's very awkward, okay? And we have gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Yeah, I feel this is you guys so much. I just got chills with that. I feel like, you know, when it comes to learning, when it comes to training, you guys are like, yeah, you know, you're grateful for, and I feel in a way you are grateful for this person's input, you know? It's like where the student is surpassing the teacher. And I feel like you're grateful for whatever it is that they showed you or whatever it is that you learned, but this person isn't kind of expanding here with card 33. They're not expanding at the rate that you are, which is kind of like when the learning sort of tapers off and it's time to find a new mentor or time to kind of, you know, and it says here, like, are you ready to take risks and fly solo, right? And that's something that's coming up here. Full moon in Leo, of course, with the Sun King here with Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Now, I feel that this person has a lot of pride, pile number 2, and, you know, and there's something about Leo energy too that's very childlike, likes to laugh, likes to have fun, right? And we have that with Capricorn or Earth energy here, a little bit more serious, all right? A little bit more serious of a student and learning and growing, all of that. And somebody here who has Leo energy, who definitely has their pride, okay? And that's kind of the issue at the center that this person is having with you, is it's kind of, you know, and the funny thing about you, pile number 2, is I think you genuinely as a human being, like, you have nothing but gratitude for your teachers and the people that show you the way, like the star card, okay? But, you know, this person is very prideful. We have new moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. Well, that's so funny because this reading is not about romance, okay? But, you know, is this an opposite sex boss, okay? Does this person not only, like, I don't know, for some of you, especially when I mentioned the restaurant industry and I was talking about, I'm also seeing the initials EN and the number 16 here. Somebody here could have a birthday on the 16th, or the initials EN or Aaron is another name that I'm getting, or just the initials EN or a name that begins with EN. But, you know, we have Libra energy here, which is like fairness and balance, right? Somebody here could have heavy Capricorn, Aquarius, or Libra in their chart, where it's like, I'm going to be fair, I want to be balanced, I want to make the right decisions. And then somebody else who's very prideful and doesn't want to, like, admit when they're wrong, okay? And you may have had the energy that you have at work sometimes can mimic your romantic relationships. And some of you guys haven't had relationships with some immature people and some people who, you know, didn't really appreciate you and the effort that you put into things, I feel. Pile number 2, okay? And sometimes the energy that we have at work also reverberates, you know, it's like our personal setup reverberates into our work, okay? And Spirit is just pointing that out and saying, if you felt pretty upset by this or triggered with this situation, I feel it's also kind of reminding you of relationships in the past where you gave a lot and you were respectful towards the other person, but they didn't listen or respect you in the same kind of way. I'm also getting the name Jola or Jolie, Jolie or Joile, Jolie or Jola, and starting with a Joila, something like that. Also, you know, there's a place in San Diego, there's a road, I think it's called La Jolla, but it's spelled like Jolie. Yeah, so you have to forgive me because I'm not an English speaker, or I'm not an English speaker. I'm not a Spanish speaker, so you'll have to forgive me on that, pile number 2. But anyway, I feel like some of you guys are like, yeah, you know, this is a cycle where I'm like, I don't really want to be with this person anymore. I'm just going to go be on my own because people are not exercising the standard of care or the level of involvement that I give, you know? And even though I'm grateful for the people that come into my life. Interesting, pile number 2. And for some of you, this could be somebody that has a boss that has kind of a romantic interest in you too. And you may have sensed that. That's just going to be for a few of you, but I feel that this person could also have some type of a romantic interest in you as well, slightly there, okay? We have Mercury and open communication. So get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. So I feel like some of you may be needing to ask for a raise, or, you know, talking through a promotion here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Star, but something about being heard here. And I feel like this person doesn't really focus when you tell them things. Okay, like you may try to communicate something and you're being a clear communicator, pile number 2. Like with the Queen of Pentacles and the Star, you are communicating in a very clear fashion, I feel. I feel this person just doesn't really want to listen, and, you know, they don't really want to hear it, and that can be a problem. We have Black Bear and Guardian. So I feel like this is your guide right here, that was this bear that was kind of smiling or laughing. And, you know, and I feel like this is you guys right here, this small bear. And you guys are like, I try and I fucking try and I fucking try, okay? And your guide is coming over you and kissing your forehead and saying, I'm here and I know how tired you get. It's kind of that world weariness with Capricorn energy where we take on a lot of responsibility, we give everything we have, and then we're dealing with some asshole who doesn't really notice us or listen to us, okay? And yeah, and I feel like your guides are here. Your guides, they're gentle and wise protectors. It says, Black Bear, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones that I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Okay, so this is really an energy of protection for you. And also, I feel nurturing. I mean, I feel you guys put a lot out there, helping others, giving all that you have. And I feel you also need to be nurtured as well. And for those of you that are beginning a new romantic cycle or you're partnered up, you really do need that nurturing and that sense of containment. Whether, in your life outside of work, okay, is what I feel. Because it's like we can face down the craziness of the day if we have that kind of container to return to. And I feel like your partner, maybe it's your romantic partner or your guide, I feel like somebody's kissing your head and protecting you and saying it's gonna be okay, all right? And I love that. I love that for you guys. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see, what does this boss think of your performance? Pile number 2. What does this boss think of your performance? What does this boss? We have the 5 of Cups. I mean, again, something about your performance makes them very upset and makes them feel inadequate, I feel like. And they're like, damn, why didn't I think of that? Damn, why, something about your performance makes them, and I feel this person feels that you may become despondent, or there may be times when you withdraw or you're not happy. I feel like this person may think that you will leave the organization or you will leave the company because they can tell, like, the vibes that you put out sometimes, pile number 2, are like not altogether that happy. They can tell at times that you aren't, like emotionally. I feel like you always discharge your duties with good faith, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Star. You always, you take care of your responsibilities, but underneath, I feel like this person can tell that you're not like super happy with this scenario, okay? And that it is bothering you. And you may be a little bit sulky at times, like sulking around at times. And I feel like this person wants you to be happy all the time, especially if you're dealing with customers or working with the public. It's like they want you to be happy. They don't want you to be sulky. And they're like, cheer up or whatever. It's like, fuck you. I get what you're saying, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and see, what do they think of your performance? We have the Page of Swords. So, I think that here's this Mercury energy of open communication. I feel like they think if they have a conversation with you, they can kind of snap you out of it with like some pointed observations and words that they can sort of, and I feel like they're like, I could teach you some more things, or I could show you some more things. But I feel like you're also just like, annoyed. Like you're just like, I know what I know already. Like I learned it and I appreciate it and I'm thankful for that. But I'm also just kind of like, I think they can tell that you're a little testy towards them, or you're a little annoyed with them, or, that you may point some things out that you don't like. Okay. And let's go ahead and see, what else does this person, with the Page of Swords, I feel that they think you're a very good student and you learn very quickly, but for some reason you're not super happy, okay? And with what's going on, let's go ahead and see, what do they think of your performance? We have the Chariot. Yeah, I feel that they think that you feel underneath that you've learned everything that you need to know from this person and that you're gonna take off, okay? And you're gonna possibly have your own business, or you're gonna do your own thing, or that you just learned everything from them that you could, and now you're just like, peace out, because you're not super happy there. And, you know, I feel like this person would be right. Their fear, you know, their observations about you are true. And I feel like this person does respect you, though, in a sense that they're like, that you are a fast learner. You pick up things very quickly. It's like they show you one thing and then you learn 100 things from it. That your knowledge accelerates quickly and that you may get bored, you know, when you don't get fed more knowledge or more information, and that you just take things, you run with them, you go with it, and just with a little bit of a knowledge, you can run it, okay? And you can go with it. But for whatever reason, your attitude is kind of bitter or kind of bitchy or bitter at times, pile number 2. But I think it's just because you're not, you know, I feel there's something here about not being able to reach your full potential in this situation because you learned everything that you needed to do and now it's time to go. So I'm getting that kind of energy. And let's see, what is causing this person's feelings of adversity towards my pile number 2? What is causing this, Spirit? 6 of Swords. Yeah, they're afraid that you're just gonna, you know, go, is what I feel. Like you've learned what you need to know and you're just gonna kind of take off. That this scenario really isn't working in this environment, isn't really right for you, and that you're just gonna go, you know, that there's too much drama or there's too much ego or that this person's too immature. I think they just feel that you want to be in a place that's more calmer or chill, okay? And let's get one more card. What is causing this person's I'm seeing the dragonfly here too. So dragonflies may be, the Knight of Swords just came out here. I feel like this person's like, I've got more to teach you. I've got more that you can learn here. Knight of Swords. There's more things that I could communicate to you and tell you. But I feel like you're just like, thanks, I got it. You know, like I got it and I'm good. All right. And yeah, and that, yeah, I think that they're like, you know, I could show you more things. I could train you on more things, or just listen to me. I feel like this person is saying, listen to me. There's more for you to learn. And you're just like, I got it. Okay. It's like, they don't want to listen to you, but they want you to listen to them. All right. But you're really not. You're like, I got it. And that's causing their adversity. Okay. You're becoming detached, pile number 2, from this person, and they can feel it, which just makes them want to schmooze you and talk to you even more, which is annoying you. I feel like, pile number 2. I feel this person may even understand that they annoy you, okay? And let's go ask your guides right now, pile number 2, regarding this scenario for my pile number 2s. What do your guides have to say? The 5 of Wands. Well, that's interesting because this was on the bottom of the deck earlier as I was looking at it, okay? And your guides are like, you know, you're not imagining it. This person feels threatened by you. 5 of Wands is like the competition, like needing to smoke out the competition, okay? And this person feels like anyone that kind of threatens their ego or their pride, that they need to sort of put them in their place, okay? And your guides are saying, this isn't really the atmosphere for you. This is not ultimately, you know, like you can go toe to toe with this person, I feel, pile number 2, but your guides are like, this is like too, like the undertones in this environment are a little too crazy. Like they're a little too, yeah, Page of Pentacles. Your guides are putting up this shield to you, talking about the protection and the black bear. And there's something about this environment that's very exhausting to you, okay? I'm also seeing the letter Z, or the name like Zyan, or Z-A-Y-N, or Z-Y-A-N. I'm seeing that name here too, or S-Z-Y-A-N. But I feel like, you know, I feel like your guides are saying this environment is too crazy. The Page of Pentacles is very grounded, very connected to the earth, you know, taking our time to learn something, taking our time to grow, to plant those seeds. And this environment is just way more competitive and wild in a way than it even needs to be for you. And I feel like your guides are saying, I'm also seeing the letter A here. I feel like your guides are saying you don't really, I'm seeing the frog in a tree here too. It's like your guides are like, you don't really need this, okay? Like, you've learned what you needed to learn from this, and it's more important now that you move forward on solid ground, taking the best from this situation and leaving the rest behind, okay? So that is the energy that I am getting. Also a huge energy of protection with that black bear, okay? Pile number 2. So thank you so much for being here, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading, my lovelies, and we will see you again next time. Same bat channel, same bat time. All right, so let's go ahead and get into pile number 3. Okay, let's do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please release the energy from pile number 2 and let me completely dive into pile number 3. Let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called, Why is Your Boss Being Such a Pain in the Ass? What is going on? Okay, and we're gonna look at what do they think of your performance? What is causing this adversity towards you? And what can you do? Advice from your guides, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. At the beginning of this reading, I said I saw the initials L, M, and D, or Leslie and Michelle, and or the name Diane or Diana. So if you have those names and you're feeling pile number 3, welcome to your reading, and let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, protect and watch over my beautiful pile number 3s and everything that they do. And let's go ahead and look at what is happening with their boss in their work environment these days. Let's look at it for my beautiful pile number 3s. Let's see. We have the 2 of Swords. Okay, so definitely this energy of needing peace and quiet and serenity, and something about making a decision as well with the 2 of Swords. It's a Moon and Libra card, so it talks about, you know, getting the mind really still so that we can make a decision, or having patience, taking our time. I also feel like sometimes with the 2 of Swords can be missing the details, right? Because we don't have all the information. We could be missing certain details. And you guys have, whoopsie, there it is. You guys have the Fluorite and talking about the mind and Mercury, okay? So definitely something about like maybe not seeing all the details, or, you know, performance not being up to snuff. But let's see what we've got here. We've got Page of Pentacles. So, you know, I feel like we have the World. Okay, so this boss has very high expectations of you, pile number 3. And I feel like the reason they're annoyed or they're a little aggravated right now, and all the piles had way different energy. I feel like the reason that they're a little bit annoyed or aggravated is because they want you to, you know, work smarter, work harder, work faster, pick things up sooner. Like they want you to have a stronger learning curve is what I'm seeing here. And, you know, they may be lacking a little bit of patience, or they may have some very high expectations, you know, especially if this boss has, I feel like this boss may also play favorites a little bit and have like people that they really like working with, and they may just only want to work with those people and expect people to be able just to pick things up and run with it, even though they haven't given that person the proper training, okay? And this person may not be very good at teaching or training. And I feel you're at a phase, pile number 3, where you do need good instruction. You do need clear instruction. And I think you're more of a person that learns by sensing and then doing, okay? And I feel like this boss is not really understanding your learning style. I also, like I said, I feel they may play favorites a little bit. And I feel there may be people around them that are also telling them that they don't like your performance, or that you didn't do something that they wanted you to do, okay? And so there may be a middleman in between you and this boss, and their people are telling them that they didn't like or they disapprove of some work that you did, okay? And I think, you know, the thing that's frustrating, pile number 3, is I feel that you worked really hard on this, but I also feel that maybe you went into it a little blindly and you weren't given maybe the instruction that you need, but yet you still worked really hard on it, okay? And there's this energy of kind of being like a little bit naive, especially when we go into a new job or it's our first job out of school and we're just like, wow, you know, like we're excited to put what we learned into effect, and you know, we're excited to go after it, but we still have to be trained, you know, like schooling is great and all of that, but we still need to be given direction. And I feel like you were just kind of expected to know what to do and produce like a really perfect project. And you know, it's expectations, right? I feel like there's some unrealistic expectations, and I feel like some people have been talking about your performance to this boss, okay? And they're kind of looking at you like come on, come forward, hurry up and pull yourself forward here, okay? So interesting energy, pile number 3. And we have the Muse here and Venus. So this energy of I am inspired, I inspire, and I am inspired, okay? And I feel like the irony of this whole thing is that you've been working really hard and you try hard, I feel, pile number 3. And there might even been some late nights here. And I feel like, you know, there's somebody who, I feel like there is somebody here who is not being very helpful, either the things that they told you, and I feel like this is someone that's reporting up to this boss, okay? Either something they told you or they gave you the instructions, but it was after you already like wore yourself out doing something, okay? And that's kind of messed up energy, all right? And I feel like you guys just need to feel kind of inspired and know what you're doing and have a sense of what you're doing instead of someone coming telling you after the fact, which is, and I also feel you guys could be very Venusian in this pile, meaning you could have Libra heavy in your chart, or just have like that Venus energy. I also feel like Pisces, or, you know, that kind of energy of like, well, you know, like really needing to be led in a certain direction or led in a certain way instead of just being expected to pick things up blindly and produce the best thing that is ever. I also feel you're very creative, pile number 3. You're a very creative learner. You could be more of a right brain person. I do think like you study a lot and you do always try to put forth your best effort. But yeah, I feel the expectations are pretty high here. We have card 3, I am charismatic, okay? Expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation. And this Muse card, like you're very artistic. You inspire others with the things that you say. And I feel like for some of you, your confidence could have gone a little bit down because of this scenario, okay? And it could have made you feel like, well, what am I good at? And what can I do, right? And here it says, expression comes natural to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuit. You're able to get others on board with your ideas, okay? And I feel here you guys, you know, being very creative, coming up with new ideas, presenting them, right? And then this, and the 3 is like that Empress energy, that Taurus, Libra, Venus energy. And I feel like the place that you work is a little more like regimented, and it's a little more of like produce results and meet this deadline. And you know, it's the World card, so it's the end, right? It's the final say. And I feel like your guys' spirit is more creative and muse-like and that artistic, and that's beautiful, pile number 3. We have trust. Trust yourself and the universe plan for you. Do not give your trust to others lightly. When one door closes, another opens. Yeah, I feel like be careful what you communicate to people in this organization. Be careful of what you say and do, because I do think that there are people who like to go and tell other people what's going on to win favor with the bigger boss, the person who's really overseeing everything, and they like to have a direct communication. Some of you guys may have an Aquarius or a Scorpio where you work that is kind of talking shit behind your back or saying things or feeding information that benefits them, okay? And with this trust card, you know, I feel like be a little bit careful of what you say and who you trust, pile number 3. But also I'm drawn here too with this hand in hand, right? And I think this is what you came into this experience really trusting in the good in people and wanting to, you know, someone here to kind of take your hand and kind of teach you and pull you into the experience and help you learn and grow and all of that, right? I'm seeing the number 23 here in the card 3, so somebody could be around that age. But, you know, and I feel like this situation, like I said, could have rocked your confidence a little bit. Pile number 3 made you wonder, should I even be doing this? Is this even right for me? And the universe is saying, you know, when one door closes, another opens, and it's important to have trust. And, you know, I feel that this environment is a little challenging to gain the favor of people in, and I feel like you gotta have, it's almost like they make you feel that you gotta have this certain combination to even have people look at you in a certain way, okay? And it's a little like crony-ish in the sense that we respect these people's opinions and what they say and take it at face value, even though those people may have turned their back on you or may not have trained you appropriately. It's a little messed up, pile number 3. We have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. We have the laughing Buddha here, and this talking about how, you know, your energy is very creative and dealing with people who are very vindictive or dealing with people who only have one thing in mind and one thing only and kind of turn their back on others when they don't perform the way they want them to. Like, this energy isn't really for you, pile number 3, okay? I just noticed you have the number 3 in pile 3. You're very charismatic, you're very fun, you have a lot of interesting things to say. You know, you inspire others with what you have to say, and Spirit is just saying, have fun, okay? Don't let this, with the World card, things can get very serious and pull on our energy and make us feel like, damn, you know, is this ever gonna shift, right? We have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. All right. So we just had a new moon in Leo a couple days ago. So there could be big things in August happening for you guys with regard to this job or, you know, what you've been working on here. But, you know, I also feel some of you guys are you're either going to switch out of this company or your work is going to start to be like uplift. It's going to start to be noticed more and it's almost like a reset, right? Where you get another chance to sort of say like, here's what I did and this looks good and I'm proud of it, and to kind of, you know, get the attention, if you will, of the people in the higher ranks or your manager or your boss, pile number 3, okay? So I do think that, you know, a new start, expect powerful change, it could be coming here for you. But for a lot of you, because this is an eclipse energy and we have expect powerful change, I do feel some of you may be switching jobs or finding a better place for you and your energies, okay? And we have, oh yeah, there's another eclipse card. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So we have a new moon eclipse and a full moon eclipse. That's a solar and a lunar eclipse here. And we have the World card. So I do think, you know, at the end of the day, when you look back on this scenario, you know, it doesn't feel like it at the time, but I think when you look back on it, you're going to be like, huh, that was interesting, you know? And I do feel some of you guys may be getting different jobs. And this is maybe the only pile where I predicted that or thought about or mentioned that as strongly. Like I mentioned it a little bit in pile number 2, but I am feeling it a bit stronger in this pile that some of you guys, there's going to be a new opportunity. There's going to be something else here for you, because we have this, do not give your trust to others lightly. When one door closes, another opens. And then we have conclusions are within reach. So I feel like for some of you guys, you're going to find something that is more appreciative of the gifts that you have to bring into the situation, okay? And we have White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. And to me, you know, I feel like you guys maybe felt like a novice, or you didn't know what you were doing, and yet you had a lot of schooling or training, but when you got on the job, got confusing, or it was like, what's going on here? And your ancestors are here saying, you know, connect to your lineage. A family wound or a pattern can be healed now. Pile number 3. All right, with humor and charisma, there's this energy of needing to be lighter, I feel like, okay? We have, you know, artistic energy and being valued for what we bring to the table with this White Eagle spirit, okay? And then we have Frog. It's so funny because, oh no, that was the last other pile when I mentioned a frog sitting in a tree. So funny, but you guys have the frog here, okay? And, you know, you guys have beautiful eyes. I feel like some of you guys in this pile, you have very sweet and beautiful eyes. Here I see, you know, somebody who stayed up really late and their eyes got red. I mean, I feel you guys are just very sweet, beautiful people here. And it says, Frog, prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. So much change coming through here with the new moon and the new moon eclipse and full moon eclipse. And trust is huge during times of change, right? And let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Yeah, the 2 hands here, a helping hand, pile number 3. Okay, hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. So some of you guys may have heard me say like, oh, I think you're going to have another job, or this job may end for you. And you may have thought, damn, you know, I really need the money, right? The Page of Pentacles. I really need the money. Where else would I get that from? You know, with the 2 of Swords here. But don't fear, pile number 3. When one door closes, another opens, okay? And I want to go ahead for we have prosperity is your main energy here. Frog to me is also about detoxing, letting go of toxic situations, getting the sleep that you need, being able to be creative. You know, I love the frog with the purple eyes here. To me, that talks about, you know, artist, fashion, you know, seeing things in a creative way, having vision, right? As opposed to, you know, hurriedly drinking 10 cups of coffee and staying up all night working on something, all right? Which isn't good for your health or spirit, pile number 3. So let's go ahead and see, what does this boss think of pile number? I get that this situation kind of depressed you, pile number 3 too. It may have given you some depression as well. And your ancestors are here saying, you know, this is like, if you've been feeling kind of depressed or upset, like this is very serious. They don't want you to feel that way. If you have been feeling depressed, yeah, we have the Fool card. So they want you to, you know, and I feel like, okay, so this has to do with, what does your boss think of your performance? Okay, we have the Fool and the King of Swords. So, you know, this energy of like, this person's unskilled or untrained and they need to be more detailed, like with the King of Swords, or I feel judging you a little bit. I feel you're a very carefree soul, pile number 3. And, you know, I mean, you could stand with a little more focus here with this fluorite and focusing on that, okay? And with the Fool, they may feel you're a little unfocused and that they wish you would be more like the King of Swords, like you would exercise better judgment, or you would make better calls, or you would, and I think the funny thing about it is you do, with the King of Swords, it's like you do have good judgment, pile number 3. You do have a strong mind. I just feel like you weren't properly trained. But here's what I think. I think this boss thinks that they put their best people on it, like this Aquarius or this Scorpio, to show you what to do, and that you just didn't pay attention, or you didn't really soak up the knowledge, or you didn't really focus on what was being said, okay? And it could have something to do with technology here too, because I mentioned fluorite and computers and technology as well. But I feel like this person, your boss, is thinking, hey, we had the best people kind of training you and showing you what to do, but yet at the same time, you weren't really absorbing it or soaking it in. And now you're saying you didn't know what to do. So, I mean, I feel they are being judgmental of your performance here, pile number 3. And, you know? And I think what actually happened though is that they had someone train you. It's kind of dumb when you have like a brand new entry level person at a job and then you have person with 10, 15 years of experience training someone. You need someone who's a little bit closer to that person training them, okay? Otherwise, you start to get the wrong idea, because anybody who walks into something totally new, even if they've had a lot of training and schooling, it's like, well, okay. And I feel like it may confuse your boss a little bit, because with the King of Swords here, it's like, yeah, maybe you did really well in school. Maybe you had a very high GPA. Maybe you have a fancy degree or you're working on one, right? So they're like, how can a person, you know, be I'm just saying their opinion now, pile number 3, so don't get upset. But I feel like they're like, how could a person be kind of clueless when they have all this training, okay? And I just feel you were kind of like on the job training was inappropriate, okay? So what do they think of your performance, pile number 3? We have 7 of Wands. So, I mean, they're seeing that you're trying and that you're working really hard, and that you're doing the best that you can. And, you know, and I feel like they don't want to, you know, they don't want to, I feel this person, whoever, doesn't really want to say anything directly to you about your performance. I feel like they're just kind of annoyed. There could be problems that are cropping up, especially other people talking to them, or issues that came up with the quality, or something that happened on the project, some problems that they had to deal with or solve as a result of something that happened or that you did. And I feel like some people are like, you know, fighting fires or getting annoyed because of that. But at the same time, I just feel that they didn't really, they just set you off like the fool and said, go ahead and do whatever you know, figure it out and do it, and give us the finished project, expecting the King of Swords level of performance, right? Which is just silly, okay? And I feel like your boss is a little bit annoyed. One of your bosses is a little bit annoyed, especially someone here. It could be this Aquarius. Somebody's annoyed because they feel like they've had to like sweep up the mess or take care of the problems or take care of the issues as a result of maybe something you did, okay? And so they're aggravated, all right? But I feel like they're like, I just wish I feel like they're like, oh, I know pile number 3 is so smart. I wish they would just kind of step up to the occasion, right? But it's like, but I feel like you guys were like, well, I didn't know. What the hell was I supposed to do, you know? So, I mean, valid point, pile number 3. What is causing this adversity towards my pile number 3s? What is causing? 7 of Swords. Again, there's some people, and I feel it could be an Aquarius. Like I said, this is another Aquarius card, or a Scorpio. Somebody here who's quite secretive or saying things behind your back, or, you know, I feel like this energy of the 7 of Swords is like expecting people to just geniusly like figure everything out and do it on their own, and, you know, and then just rise to the occasion naturally, okay? Which, I mean, it happens sometimes, pile number 3, with people, but it's an odd, it's not a normal thing that happens, okay? It's pretty odd to just throw someone in a situation and they execute it perfectly. Like, it's kind of impossible, okay? And I feel like this organization sometimes set people up for failure. Like their training or the way that they teach people, and then they don't like what they do, and then there's talking shit, or just not being forthright. And I also feel there's this energy at this organization of always having to look over your shoulder, always having to look, you know, like, oh, this is happening or this is going down, okay? And people always having to kind of watch their backs and make sure that they're not the ones that are at the firing, you know, at the firing stake, you know what I'm saying? And it just creates an environment of like cheating and losers, you know? And these people are acting like cheating losers towards you, I feel, pile number 3, okay? It's not a very trusting atmosphere. It's like stab someone in the back to get ahead. It's kind of bullshit, okay? What advice do your guys have regarding this scenario? What advice, please, for pile number 3? Death. Yeah. Expect powerful change, right? Embrace change. Let go of the past and embrace change. Frog spirit, 2 eclipses, trusting in times of great change. You know, there's this energy of humor, right? Sometimes when we're going through very serious situations or things that feel very heavy, it's like, you know, how do we have fun, right? And with the Fool energy and the Muse and all this energy that you guys have, I feel you are very fun, lighthearted, charismatic people, but this situation has become very heavy. And I feel like some of you guys are like, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm gonna get fired, you know? And let me just say, pile number 3, I know it sucks money-wise, but if you did get fired, I don't think it would be the worst thing ever, because I think this environment is toxic in a way. Okay, I think it's got issues for sure. Like, this environment's got some issues, and some of you guys may have been experiencing health problems or other things that you didn't experience in the past. Okay, and your guides are saying, like, with this death card, don't fight it. Okay, you may be questioning and going like, is this right? Or what will happen after this happens? What will I do next? And you know, I've seen other people who've left, and you know, they were flattened by the experience, and who do I depend on? I feel like some of you guys may have that question, right? But your guides are saying, you know, trust here with this trust card here, we've got you. And prosperity with the Frog spirit, all right? But sometimes you have to let go of the toxic energy to move forward on a new path, and it takes trust, okay? Your guides are with you during this time of change, okay? What else advice from your guides here? We have 8 of Pentacles. Wow, I love that, okay? It is, all right? I want to tell you guys right now, pile number 3, you are going to be very skilled, and you are going to know your place and what you're doing and what you're working on, and you're going to find a better environment for you, okay? And I know at times it can feel like, man, I don't know if I want to, like, it's security, right? It's security, not wanting to let things go. But this 8 of Pentacles is total mastery, okay? It's tending to the details, knowing exactly what to do, being well trained, apprenticing at something, and then becoming so fucking amazing at it, okay? Pile number 3. So, you know, this situation has been a test of your confidence and of your trust and confidence in spirit, but you're gonna come out on top a winner, okay? And you're gonna be doing some amazing work in the future, pile number 3. So I don't want you to, these people have their opinions and what they think, and this organization is not the final stop on your path, okay? There's far better ahead for you. And, you know, with the number 8 coming up here, this is like, you know, within the next 8 weeks or 8 months, like something dramatically shifting. And I do feel you guys are going to be getting your confidence back. Okay, pile number 3. And focus. Talk about focus with the fluorite and the mind, and this sense of really being able to focus when it's the right environment. Pile number 3. So thank you so much for being here, pile number 3. Hope to see you again in the future. Take care, my friends. Until next time.